Hi, this is another interesting transducer for you guys. So this is Soviet stuff, as you can see. You have instruction in Cyrillic here. On this side you have two input pressure, so I think this is a pitot-static input pressure. So this is S, this is D, so I don't know the meaning in Russia for this D. Maybe it is equivalent to the pitot input pressure. So this thing is mounted on shock absorbers. You can see this is very smooth. And here there is a cable for the connection. So I think this should be interesting inside. On the rear of the instrument you can see that we have a scale. So probably this is a Mach indicator. So this is interesting for testing. We can see the internal measurement of the speed. So let's open this thing. First I will remove this cylinder block from the holder here. So I just need to remove these two screws here probably. Okay, we have the cable also. Yeah, the cable will provide some problems, so I don't know how to manage this. So I think I will remove completely the screws here. Okay, so the screws are captive. Okay. Yes, so the cable is located inside this thing. So this cannot be removed obviously because this thing there are no screws here. It's only rivets. So we need to remove this small box, but I think it is also more or less impossible. Okay, maybe you have something here. So maybe the cable should be removed from this side, from the internal, because anyway it will not be possible to remove this, otherwise I need to remove this cable also. So let's try to open this small housing here to see what is inside. There is maybe a connection. These are very small screws also. Yes, okay. So there is a wiring inside this thing, but there are a lot of wires actually. But this thing is soldered, so I don't want to remove everything. This is just a junction box. You can make a zoom if you want for the junction box aficionados. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 the same. So we have 14 connections maybe. Yes, all are used. So I don't know why there are so many terminals on this thing, but we will see. Okay, so let's try to open this side here. I will change the orientation of the camera like this. And this thing was already opened because the wax inside is removed here, so we can access to the screw. Okay, so let's see what we have inside. Okay, we have very nice potentiometers. 3 actually. Okay. And we have one in the middle here. I don't know why we have 3 different potentiometers. I understand that we can have two, one for the servo control loop, probably, another one for the recopy of the measurement, in order to have the value externally through the connector. But another one, 3, I don't know. Anyway, it is not helpful here because we cannot get access to anything. So I am a bit annoyed with this thing. Okay, so first I will replace this cover. So I think I will need to remove the wires in this junction box, and after it will be possible to remove the cable here. Well, the other solution is to work with the entire stuff, but it seems difficult only because of this, yes, impossible, because there is no space for this cable. This thing was not produced to be repaired, I think. So I don't even know if this thing works or not. This will not be easy anyway. We have different wires with the same color. This will not help. We need to remove these wires here. Try to remove these screws here on the right. Okay, we have a better view now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 10, 11. So let's see how we can remove this wiring harness. Anyway, I don't need the connector. So anyway, I will remove all the wires here and I will see. This will be difficult. I will use another method. I will cut the wires. You can see that these wires comes from a tube here. This one also. Maybe there is something in this box here. This can explain why there is so many wires. Because you have, we can see that we have 2 screws here in yellow. So first I will need to remove these screws here. And after that, it can be possible to see inside. So maybe the amplifier or the servo loop control is inside this thing. Who knows? And the problem is that everything is rotating. So the bottom plate is removed now. Okay, so we have the shock absorbers here. They have known a better days. Okay, so let's have a look on this stuff here. There should be something inside. Because we can see that effectively we have a harness of cables here. So this is why there are so many wires here. And these wires goes actually inside this box here. Okay, so finally I find something which should be suitable, but I'm not sure. So let's see now what we have in this thing. This is interesting. It seems we have only passive parts on this thing. We have 2 toroidal transformers here. You have an adjustment, and you have several diodes here. And some little transformer or coils, or maybe resistors. And you have something inside these white tubes here, but no, maybe capacitors or resistors. Otherwise, you have only coils. It's very strange. I expected to find an error amplifier or something like that, but this is something else. Okay. So I think the best thing to do is to keep this thing in place. It is a bit annoying because this thing is attached and there is no room for the cable. You try to remove the things without damaging anything. It will be difficult, very difficult. Okay, so we have another compartment here. So this is the sensitive part of the measurement, and here we have only 3 wires. And that's weird. Make a zoom on this thing. And here I don't know what is the purpose of all this thing. Okay, we have a motor here probably. This motor will drive the potentiometers. Okay, so at least this thing can be separated. And then we have this stuff. And this we need a very special tool to remove this screw here. Okay, I will try to use the caliper. This one is dead. I will try to rotate using these two things here, but I'm not sure it will be possible. Yes. Okay. I think this will be difficult to remove also. There is a kind of material here, some glue or something. It's a soft material, probably to avoid leakage here. So first I will remove the wires. Here it will be easier to work with this thing. Yes, okay, I have removed the screw. It's not... I don't understand. This thing is difficult to remove. Yes, and the capsule is loose now because I have removed one nut I shouldn't remove. And as this thing is very sensitive because it should be connected to a potentiometer or something with reduction gears or stuff like that. So I think I have destroyed maybe this thing. But it is very difficult to remove. I don't understand the construction of this thing. So I think I will desolder these wires in order to have a clear view of this thing. Okay, so the capsule is totally loose now. I made a very big mistake when I removed this screw. I try to replace maybe... Ah, okay. If I didn't destroy this thing, effectively I shouldn't remove this screw here, but it is too late now. So I will try. So the cursor here, if of course I need to replace the whipper. This will be difficult to replace anyway. Okay, so this is just a potentiometer. We can find that there are some intermediate taps here. And also it is not linear. You can see that the scale of this potentiometer, okay, the resistance is more important here. So this provides a linearization of the scale in order to have a linear output scale, which corresponds to the altitude. And this, I think, it's provided also to make some linearity correction. So in some intermediate taps, we have some resistors which permit to change the linearity of this potentiometer. And there is another one here. Okay, so this one is the measurement of the speed. Here the scale is linear, but we have some linearity corrections with these resistors, which are placed in different taps of the potentiometer here. So actually, as there was only 3 wires, this system is only for the measurement of speed. The altitude capsule to provide the compensation. You can try to apply a pressure on this thing to see what's happened. Need to try something compatible with this tube. I have connected the capsules of the pitot sensor here to the air pressure generator here, which delivers the positive pressure. And you have also this indicator, which indicates the pressure. I'll make a zoom on this capsule system and the manometer here. Okay, so for the moment the pressure is 0, more or less. So I will increase the pressure. Okay, so we can see the movement of the potentiometer and the expansion of the capsules. So the maximum deviation is close to 0.3 bars or 0. A little bit more, maybe 0.4 bar or something like that. I will decrease the pressure now. The course of the Wiper is limited by this mechanical limit here. And actually, as it is a Mach meter, it is necessary to have a correction depending on the static pressure, because the speed of sound depends on the air pressure, so there is a compensation. This is why inside you have also the capsules which measures the static air pressure in order to have the compensation, but the measurement of the altitude itself is not used because there are only 3 wires between the capsules, the system, and the electronics. So the correction is done by the potentiometer itself and the resistors. Okay, I will reassemble the capsules assembly here. I will assemble this capsule assembly for the pitot sensor. Okay, for this first step, now we have to assemble this one. Okay, I have reassembled the capsule assembly here. So I will test if there is no leakage. The pitot input pressure is not a real problem because it goes directly to the capsule. I will check the static pressure. I have to put a negative pressure on this thing. And there is a leakage. I have removed and reinstalled the seal, so I will do a new test now. There is still a small decrease. There is still a leakage somewhere. Okay, it seems stabilized. Okay, I will change the position of the manometer in order to have a higher range for the negative pressure. Okay. Okay, it seems stable now. There is a little leakage, but in order to have a perfect stuff, we need the special tool in order to tighten this large screw here.